So, just as an introduction, my name is Sydney. I'm very excited to be learning with all you guys this semester. I know we're scattered all over the nation, but we're all kind of have that common ground as far as the desire to learn and to advance our practice. And there's definitely something to be said just with the solidarity that comes with that. My background, just as a quick little overview here, is in ER nursing. I went straight into it fresh out of school. So I did that for about 2.5 years now. And then I went upstairs to the ICU back in April. So it kind of is the two sides of critical care there. It's definitely my love is just that acute critical care. And I'm learning so much, but that's the beauty of nursing is that it's just humbling because it's a lifelong learning process. And, you know, our grad school is definitely a part of that and why it's so fun. So in trying to kind of like nail down my points in my head, just to kind of organize my thoughts about what nursing is, I just had this realization to the fact that my conception of nursing has changed so much. And a lot of that is based on the different experiences and the different paths that I've taken and my friends have taken and my coworkers, and how our different experiences really mold the way that we view nursing and the way that we care for people. And it's a continual process, and and that's the beauty of it too. And I just think back in nursing school, and if I were you, would ask me then, like, what's your nursing philosophy? And I know I wrote papers on it, but I would probably quote some Florence Nightingale quotation, and I just have my professor's voice in my head about that. But it's been taking those like basic premises and then the way that they've grown and they've expanded, and you just kind of like making them to your own, and it's been quite a journey. But the different premises, I'll just kind of like run through 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's just the way my brain is organized and it's easier to do in this format. But first, and these are all kind of premises that I work from in just what I would consider my philosophy. The first is being that life is extremely fragile and resilient. And maybe that's an obvious fact, but it's one that I have healthy respect for time and time again. In my ER background, when a trauma patient would come in, MVA, and they are, they just had this traumatic experience, and when they woke up this morning, they did not expect it, but here they are, and we're going to try to care for them as best we can. And then also the flip side in the ICU, and seeing the recovery process and the way that, yes, people, they can get better, and seeing the body heal in these like amazing ways, and realizing that it's our role to help them and support them in healing the best way that they, can and as quickly as they can, but we want to set them up for success with that. And that's kind of where we come in, and we're at the bedside. A lot of us, still are as we're going through grad school. And so we see that in a very, tangible way. And it's an honor. It's really is a privilege to be with people in their best and their worst moments. Secondly, there's just this immense gratitude also just for the respect for life and death, just because, it is so fragile, and realizing that, and, hugging your loved ones when you get home, and then, loving your patients where they're at, and recognizing and grappling with human suffering. And it's definitely very, I guess I'm just a very I'm a reflective person, and just kind of realizing just the, what a privilege and honor, that really is, and having that healthy, like I said, healthy respect for it. Thirdly, it's so intertwined for me, but my faith definitely affects my nursing views and, paradigm, I would say. Because it's more than a job. It's a vocation, and it's a ministry. For me, it's a way that I can be the hands of Christ and to be his instrument, and to, love people as best that I can. It's so much like who you are as a nurse. It's just not something that you do from 9 to 5. It's a very much a part of you. There's that personal conviction to it. Fourthly, I would say it's nursing. As a whole, it's like a perfect balance, and that's the goal, between the head and the heart. So head, you need to be competent. You need to use those critical thinking skills and all those nursing diagnoses, and being able to really care for patients the best that you can. But on the flip side, being able to have that heart for them as well. And that kind of leads into like the fifth main point. And this is something that I think I have so much love for like nursing in general for, is the fact that you treat people holistically and as you would like a loved one. It's not us versus them. It's like all of us together, and treating their, not only their physical needs, but emotional and spiritual. And it's just so intertwined. Part of our advanced role is just going to be a force of change in leadership, and we're all going to nurse in a different way, and that is a good thing. And that's what brings so much like variety, to the field of healthcare and to nursing specifically. But it is also a calling and a responsibility, especially as we advance our practice, just to grow in knowledge and to care for patients, our coworkers, ourselves, so that we can give of ourselves the most fully and authentically and effectively to care for our patients. So those are just kind of like my main thoughts. I'm sorry if they're a little rambling all over the place. But like I said, to be a nurse is unlike anything, and I'm sure that we can agree to that.